woke up by the train this morning and not the birds. Can you hear it? The sun is rising and it is most certainly red. I think I know what that means. The forecast is calling for rain. I just hope I get to town before it starts. One thing I wanted to show you while I tear down is how I anchored my rain tarp on these rocks. So I just stacked a bunch of rocks, but this bottom rock is where I tied my guy line. So all I have to do is untie it. It's 7:30 and I'm on my way into Daleville. It's mostly down, so it depends on the rocks and things like that as to how difficult it will be or how hard it'll be on my knees. But I plan to take it semi-slow, but I do want to get into town before the rain starts, so I'm not going to dilly-dally too much. It's been a pretty smooth morning until now with all these rocks. I'm still on the ridge line, so still going up and down a little bit, and then it will turn into a descent. I posted a picture last night on Facebook or Instagram or something like that of my view into the valley, and people were asking where I was looking into, and the truth is I don't really know. I don't have a great sense of what's coming up next or anything like that, or distance, so most of the time it's a guess. But it reminds me that I've received some Facebook friend requests, and I don't accept a friend request if I don't know the person or if we don't have any connections. And so if you looked in the description, you'll see my Facebook information generally of each video. But if you want to be friends, just reach out and send me a message through Facebook Messenger. Let me know how I know you so that we can connect. One thing I don't show a lot is passages under these power lines, because I think they're ugly. And there are a lot of them. I much prefer this view of the woods. One last view from up here before I head down. Civilization is way out there. All right, time to go down the rock. As I walk along this beautiful trail and I hear the road noise in the background, I'm thinking about expectations, and I didn't think I had any expectations coming to trail. I was just going to see what the adventure unfolded, how it unfolded, and what it turned out to be for me. And yet, when my unknown expectations were not met, I struggled. And one of those expectations that I had kind of circles around my, guess I'm an optimist, and I'm a bit of an idealist, and I'm certainly a dreamer. And I expected, and I've been looking for, a little bit of utopia out here. You know, like away from society and commercialism and capitalism and all that kind of stuff. And also, I've kind of projected that onto the people as well. I thought everyone out here was just going to be nice and warm and welcoming and hippie-ish. And there are lots of those people out here. But there are other people too. And so the trail, the people on trail, are really a representation of just everyone out there in the world, in society. And there is commercialism on the trail and capitalism on the trail. And, you know, there are planes that go over and construction sites that you walk through and power lines and all the things. And so the trail is just kind of a little mini version, or maybe not that's not the right way to describe it, but it represents, there's a representation of all that is out there right here on the trail. There's no escaping. And maybe I was looking for a little bit of an escape. I'm not sure. That's something that I've been thinking about a lot this morning. More power lines. Can you hear them? You know, it's weird. As I go down through this section, oh, if you get dizzy, don't look. As I go down through this section, I remember being here. And it's not that everything looks familiar or anything like that, but it's like a body sensation. Like I remember being here. I think the reason I remember that spot so vividly is because it was one of my first backpacking trips, and I was with my brother. We were doing the Virginia Triple Crown and we were heading south. And so I would have been going in the opposite direction, climbing those stairs. And it was about that time that I lost track of him. He hiked ahead. And I was a novice hiker. Well, not really a novice hiker, but definitely a novice backpacker. And I wasn't good at knowing my pace or feeling the miles. And it was about 4 hours later that I finally caught up to him, and I was pretty much in tears because I thought I was never going to catch him. And I felt alone. And prior to that, I didn't do a lot of solo backpacking. And so it was, I just remember it very vividly. That was the place. That was the place that I lost touch, and it was a difficult day for me. In addition to this idea of escaping society, there's a second part to that, and that is I came here in search of belonging. And recently, when I've had some extra time, I've done some standalone videos, not Appalachian Trail specific, and you'll see those released over the next couple of days. I can't remember when I scheduled the one for how I financed my hike, but I did one specific to that. And in that video, I talk about a lot of the things that I gave up. And in giving those up, I kind of, I don't know, in some ways put myself in situations that I felt like I didn't fit in or belong. You know, I don't have any type of subscriptions or anything, and so I don't watch TV. And not that I would watch TV anyway, but I just don't. And so conversations around what's going on, I can't participate in. When people go out to eat and things like that. Because I was saving money, I couldn't go. And because my lifestyle and my extracurricular activities mostly revolved around hiking in the woods, not everybody likes to do that. I have been missing that sense of belonging, and I was looking for that out here. And the first month or so of my hike, I didn't really find that, but I have recently, and that's been wonderful. I think the start date of my hike really affected my experience, as well as the weather. So just something to keep in mind if you're thinking of through hiking. There are more people out here right now, and I'm kind of intermingled with the mid-March to late March starts. And so I'm finding more like-minded people, just hiking the way that I hike, and more of a sense of community and welcoming. And there's more of that social connection, that feeling of belonging that I've been seeking out here. But it does bring to mind something that I've learned over the years, and that is, you can look at a situation and pick out all the differences. And I've done that for so long. That's just something, I don't know. I'm not like this, I'm not like that sort of thinking. And I've really been practicing to look to all of the things that we have in common, that I have in common with others, and finding that sense of belonging anywhere that I can, because it's there. We have more in common than we have not in common. And it does take a little bit of effort to see it. So when I get to town, trees are holding my phone. When I get to town, I'll have 8 hours before my mom gets there, or something like that. And so it just reminded me that I would love to share with you all the things that I do when I'm in town. In a video, I mentioned that one of the reasons I don't do a lot of work for Stay at Hustle is because I have generally, 12 hours to finish everything. And even though my list is not in of what I do first, it's categorized. There's like a system to things that I have figured out. I do a pack dump, and then I start my electronics charging, because sometimes that takes 10 hours. And then I jump in the shower so that I can do laundry because I'm wearing the clothes I want to wash. And then I do dishes and, all the things. So I thought I would show you my to-do list and run down through it with you quickly as I head into town. And I know that when I get there, I won't be doing very many videos, and that's because of time, but also because I'm very self-conscious about doing videos in public or when other people can see me. So this is my town chore list. As you can see, I have a whole technology section. Charging electronics means my power bank, which is huge and takes forever, my headlamp, my Garmin, and my cell phone. And then syncing iCloud. I have to sync all my photos to iCloud. One of the things that YouTube allows me to do, and also Instagram, is once I sync the thing, or once I post them, I can delete some and then sync, and keeps my storage low. I download the next section from far out. I upload all my videos to YouTube. Sometimes that's 6 or 7. Each video takes anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour to upload. And it sometimes, depending on Wi-Fi, is just an incredible time suck. I post pictures on Instagram, and then I sync and download maps to my Garmin Mini InReach so that if anything should happen, I have a secondary map source. I have found that using YouTube Studio, if I continue to use it, then it starts to take up more space. I don't know why, but if I uninstall it and reinstall it, then the space it takes up on my phone shrinks. And so voila, I do that. I update any apps that I have, including iMovie. I try to call my kids, my mom, reach out to other people, and then I do the resupply thing. Sometimes that is, the shuttle ride in and out of town. Sometimes that is scheduled. Sometimes you can just request one. Sometimes it's extra money, all those details I mentioned in a different video. I refill my hand sanitizer. Usually the hostels have those big jugs and it makes it so much easier. I don't want to carry too much because it's weight, but I want to have it. Make sure to get a fuel canister. Sometimes I use leftover fuel canisters. I have a flip and it allows me to put one into the other. That saves money. It also eliminates waste. Personal care, I do laundry, I shower, I clean my pee style. That's really important. Often I do that in the shower. And then my Swiss Army knife. So I use that for cutting apples sometimes. And if I do that, it gets really sticky. So I make sure to rinse that. I trim my nails. And this time when I get to trail days, I'm going to use the hotel tub to wash my backpack. Especially the back side of it just is super sweaty. And I think over time will start to smell. Miscellaneous items. I downloaded a couple of books now that I have a more charging, more power block. Now that I have that, I can read, and so I download a book. So those are the things that I do when I'm in town. The list is a little bit bigger, but these are the things that I want to make sure to check off. Don't forget to look up. Yikes. That tree is close to the train tracks. I wonder if this is the train I heard this morning. Okay, here we go. Out of the woods. Just went to the outfitter and picked up this package that a friend dropped off for me, and I am so excited to open it. This has got to be the best surprise gift that I have received on trail. Look at all the fun things, and bagel with cream cheese and some other stuff. Thank you. This is awesome. I'm so excited to try these protein cookies. A new bar to try. I love Q chocolates. I've never had the gems, so that's going to be fun. Little money-saving gift card. Mail packets are really hard to find, so this is such a nice added touch. And then bagel with cream cheese, which I am going to devour right now. It's a good day when you can have 2 bagels and cream cheese. And that, of course, comes after a big giant salad from this morning. And who knows what's next as I make my way to trail days. Hope to see a bunch of people there. So I am in Damascus. I'm at a hotel in Abingdon. Spent the afternoon with my mom when she picked me up from Daleville at the outfitter. And then spent the evening with my brother chatting all things trail. As I've told you, he is between the blazes, and that's where I'll be tomorrow. I hope that I will see lots of my fellow thru-hikers, as well as people who are following along my journey. I have lots to do this weekend. I'm really going to try to set it all aside and just focus on connecting. And then at some point, either tomorrow or Sunday, I've got to do all the things, all of the gear washing and resupplying and stuff. But for now, I'm not going to worry about that. I am just going to relax and enjoy good company.